and welcome to Bible AI. In this video, we will be exploring the top 10 New Testament archaeological discoveries. Number 1. The Nazareth Inscription. The Nazareth Inscription is a stone tablet that was discovered in the ancient city of Nazareth in 1878. The inscription, written in Greek, is believed to date to between 40 to 50 AD, the decades following the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. There have also been shorter inscriptions found calling the first-century inhabitants of Nazareth Nazarenes. The inscription is an edict against violating tombs and removing bodies with the penalty of death. This severe penalty, which primarily addressed stealing bodies rather than grave robbing, fits the period after the resurrection of Jesus Christ, when the authorities were trying to stifle Christianity and further accounts of resurrection in the hometown of Jesus. The discovery of the Nazareth Inscription and others confirm the existence of the city of Nazareth and its habitation during the time of Jesus. Matthew 2:23 says, "And he, Jesus, went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene." In the Old Testament, the coming Messiah was commonly called the branch in the line of King David, and the city name of Nazareth is thought to come from the Hebrew word for a branch or a shoot. Number 2. The Bethsaida Excavations. Bethsaida is an ancient city located on the northeastern shore of the Sea of Galilee. The city is mentioned 7 times in the New Testament and is believed to be the hometown of several of Jesus' disciples, including Peter, Andrew, and Philip. The Bible records the city as the site of several of Jesus' miracles, including healing a blind man, the feeding of the 5,000, and the casting out of demons. The Bethsaida Excavations began in 1987 and have uncovered a rich history of the city, including evidence of a strong fishing industry, dwellings of many Jewish inhabitants, as well as the palace of Philip the Tetrarch, who ruled during the time of Jesus, and other structures dating back to the 1st century AD. The largely undisturbed archaeological site of Bethsaida and modern excavation offer a clear glimpse into one of the main city settings where Jesus performed miracles and engaged in ministry. Number 3. Peter's House. Peter's House is an ancient dwelling located in the city of Capernaum, on the northwest shore of the Sea of Galilee. Excavated by archaeologists from 1968 to 1998, the house dates to the 1st century AD and is believed to be the home of Simon Peter, one of Jesus' closest disciples, and who is mentioned 162 times in the New Testament. Early inscriptions venerating Jesus Christ as Lord, Most High, and God in various languages were found scratched into the plaster walls of the dwelling. Later Christians built an octagonal church over the site based on their belief that it was Peter's house. Peter's house was where Jesus stayed in the city of Capernaum while he traveled to different cities doing ministry. It was also the site where Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law mentioned in Matthew 8:14, Mark 1:29-30, and Luke 4:38. The discovery of Peter's house provides historical support for the Apostle Simon Peter and for the miracles and ministry of Jesus. Number 4. Synagogue at Capernaum. Capernaum was a fishing village on the northwest shore of the Sea of Galilee where Jesus made his headquarters during his public ministry. Excavations at Capernaum starting in the 1900s revealed a 4th or 5th century AD synagogue that was built over the black basalt foundation of a synagogue dating back to the 1st century AD. The discovery of the synagogue at Capernaum confirms the existence of the synagogue during the time of Jesus. The synagogue was found to be a large, stone-built structure, measuring around 60 feet by 40 feet, which would have been capable of holding many people. This supports the biblical account of the synagogue being a center of religious and social activity during Jesus' time. According to the Bible, Jesus preached that he was the bread of life at the Capernaum synagogue in John chapter 6. Jesus also performed miracles in the synagogue, including healing a man with an unclean spirit in Mark chapter 1 verses 21-26 and healing a man with a withered hand in Mark chapter 3 verses 1-5. The synagogue confirms the existence of the building during the time of Jesus and lends credibility to the biblical account of Jesus preaching and performing miracles in the synagogue of Capernaum. Number 5. The Pool of Bethesda. The Pool of Bethesda is an ancient pool located in the city of Jerusalem, north of the Temple Mount. The pool, some form of which dates back to the 8th century BC, was discovered in the 19th century during an excavation in Jerusalem's Old City, and was later excavated in the early 20th century. The pool was found to be a large, rock-cut pool, measuring around 160 feet long and 50 feet wide. It was fed water by the Gihon Spring, and water was controlled between two pools by an underground water and gate system, which would occasionally cause the water to stir. The Pool of Bethesda is mentioned in the Bible in John chapter 5 as being located by the sheep gate of the Temple Mount, having 5 roofed colonnades or covered porches or porticos, and where the blind, sick, and paralyzed would wait for the stirring of the water with hopes of being healed. According to the Bible, it was here that Jesus healed a man who had been paralyzed for 38 years on the Sabbath. The discovery of the Pool of Bethesda is significant because it confirms the existence of the pool during the time of Jesus and the accuracy of the Bible's description of a site where Jesus performed a miracle. Number 6. The Pool of Siloam. The Pool of Siloam is an ancient pool located in the city of Jerusalem south of the Temple Mount. The pool was discovered in the early 2000s during an excavation in the city of David, an ancient part of Jerusalem. The pool dates back to 700 BC and was constructed during the reign of the Judean king Hezekiah. King Hezekiah ordered the construction of a tunnel running from the Gihon Spring down to the Pool of Siloam to have water inside of the city during times of siege. The completion of the tunnel is commemorated by the Hezekiah Tunnel Inscription. The inscription, the tunnel, and the pool can all still be visited today. The discovery of the Pool of Siloam is significant because it confirms the existence of the pool during the time of Jesus. The pool was found to be a large, rock-cut pool, measuring around 230 feet long and 150 feet wide. This supports the biblical account of the pool being a place where people would come to bathe and draw water. The Pool of Siloam was first mentioned in the Bible in John chapter 9, where it is said that Jesus healed a man who was blind from birth by sending him to wash in the pool. The discovery of the Pool of Siloam supports accuracy of the Bible as a historical source and lends credibility to the biblical account of Jesus healing a man at the pool. Number 7. The Pilate Inscription. The Pilate Inscription, dating back to between 26 and 37 AD, is an ancient stone block that was discovered in the Roman city of Caesarea in 1961. The inscription contains the name of Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor who is famously known for his role in the trial and crucifixion of Jesus, the account of which is found at the end of the biblical books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The significance of this discovery is that it provides solid historical evidence for the existence of Pilate and his role as governor of Judea during the time of Jesus. The Pilate inscription also provides insight into the political and social climate of the time and the political structure of the Roman Empire and how it operated over the regions it controlled. It shows that Pilate held the title of prefect, which meant he acted as the head imperial provincial administrator of Judea and was referred to as governor in the Bible. Pilate's rule was characterized by ruthlessness and insensitivity to the religious sensibilities of the Jews and Samaritans. After complaints from the people to other Roman authorities, Pilate was ordered to explain his oppressive governance to Caesar in Rome. Ultimately, he was removed from office around 37 AD and was thought to have died by suicide later. The Pilate inscription supports the Bible as a reliable source of historical information and supports the existence and governorship of Pontius Pilate, who played a pivotal role in the trial and crucifixion of Jesus at Jerusalem around 30 AD. Number 8. The Caiaphas Ossuary. The Caiaphas Ossuary, dating back to the 1st century AD, is an ancient limestone bone box that was discovered in southeast Jerusalem in 1990. The ornate limestone box is inscribed with Caiaphas on one side and Joseph, son of Caiaphas, on another. The inscription is believed to be a reference to Caiaphas the high priest who served from 18 to 36 AD and presided over the Jewish trial of Jesus Christ. The ossuary also provides insight into the Jewish burial customs of the time. In ancient Judaism, it was common for the bones of the deceased to be collected and placed in an ossuary after the body had decomposed. The bones of 6 different people were found in the box, with the oldest being from a 60-year-old man believed to be Caiaphas. Caiaphas was the high priest during the time of Jesus and is mentioned 10 times in the New Testament. According to the Bible, Caiaphas was the one who orchestrated the plot to have Jesus arrested, tried, and ultimately crucified. Caiaphas, in John 11:48-50, voiced his judgment to the Sanhedrin that he thought it would be most expedient to have Jesus die rather than provoke Rome to bring more oppressive rule upon Judah because of Jesus' miracles and followers. The discovery of the ossuary bearing his name is powerful support for the biblical accounts of the high priest Caiaphas and his role in the events leading up to the crucifixion of Jesus. Number 9. The James Ossuary. The James Ossuary, dating back to between 45 and 70 AD, is a small limestone box that was used to store the bones of the deceased. The box was discovered in the early 2000s. The highly significant inscription on the James Ossuary reads, "James, son of Joseph, brother of Jesus." The James inscription is very rare because it mentions the name of the deceased, the Apostle James, the name of the father, Joseph, and the name of the most well-known individual, James' brother, Jesus Christ. James was the half-brother of Jesus Christ, born to Joseph and Mary. He came to saving faith in Jesus Christ after his death and resurrection. James played a pivotal role in Jerusalem as an apostle and leader in the early Christian church. The Bible records that James saw the resurrected Jesus in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 7. He presided over the Jerusalem Council in Acts 15 and wrote the book of James, which contains strong teaching on wisdom and Christian living. James is reported to have been martyred in Jerusalem in 62 AD. The James Ossuary caused some controversy in archaeological circles as claims were made that it was a forgery, so an investigation and a trial were conducted. But its authenticity was not overturned, with strong support that the inscription was made by a single person at the same time with a natural patina covering the inscription that would have taken thousands of years to develop. Overall, the James Ossuary provides strong archaeological evidence of the existence of and relationships between the Apostle James, Joseph, the biological father of James and legal father of Jesus, and Jesus Christ, the half-brother of James. Number 10. The Gallio Inscription. The Gallio Inscription is an ancient stone tablet dating to 52 AD that was discovered in the Greek city of Delphi in 1908. The inscription is a proclamation by Emperor Claudius that mentions Junius Annus Gallio as the proconsul of Achaia or Greece. The pertinent part of the inscription reads, "Gallio, my friend and proconsul." The Bible mentions Gallio as the Roman governor of Achaia, the province that included Corinth, at the time when the Apostle Paul was there. The biblical book of Acts in chapter 18 records that Paul was in Corinth on his second missionary journey that lasted from 49 to 53 AD. In Corinth, Paul was brought before Gallio on charges from the Jews of persuading men to worship God in ways contrary to the law. However, Gallio dismissed the case, stating that it was a matter of Jewish beliefs and not of Roman law. The discovery of the Gallio inscription gives physical evidence to confirm the existence of Gallio and his governorship of over Achaia and his adjudications in Corinth in the middle of the 1st century AD. The inscription also provides further support for the historical accounts found in the book of Acts of Paul's missionary journeys and the years in which they took place. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more similar content. And leave a comment down below on which discovery you found most fascinating.